Hello YouTube, welcome back to yet another episode of the big hot story in town. So if you're new in the building, make sure you subscribe, you like, comment and share, and I appreciate you all so much. I have a cold, but I know you can tell from the voice, but before we go much into that, give the video a thumbs up and let's get into this. So if you are much into this YouTube space, you must have seen there's a big story making rounds on the internet that's involving Dennis Ohuru, who is a graduate actually, but also does content and is a storyteller on YouTube, and the famous Nomad, which is a platform that makes traveling easier all over East Africa. There is the Horn of Africa and all over the region at large. But now the twist come here. Dennis Ohuru has been doing the content creation work on his side, but also is a video editor for the big company, the Nomads. But things went south a few months ago after working with the company for 4 years. That's since 2021 up to a few months ago. And the main question here is all about finances. But before we go into that, let me give you a short story. This is a story of the ambulance. So there's this big wig, or rather this rich tycoon guy who was just making an evening drive around the homestead, just out of town and in the streets, and on his way back to the home. They just took a narrow road, which didn't have any other expansion to let another vehicle to pass without you giving way. So while with this driver just having a simple nice drinks in his car, being driven to his home, feeling the breeze through the window, an ambulance came before him, just hooting, and the sirens were blazing so loudly, asking to be given way to pass. But this dude had the money. He had all the leverage and the system that could just, he had the power, and he didn't feel like he had any reason why he should give way, because he knew that he is the power. And so to make it worse, or rather to make it interesting, he instructed the driver not to give way to the ambulance to pass by, because in his head, he didn't feel like he had any reason, because he was the tycoon and he has to be respected for being the richest guy around town. So the ambulance just had to be held back, following the tycoon's car slowly by slowly, because there was no extra way for it to pass by, so that it can go maybe to pick a patient, or rather to transport a patient to another hospital, if that was the case. So the ambulance followed the tycoon's guy for around 10 minutes ahead, and luckily enough, after a slow following behind the tycoon's car, ahead of them, the road became extended and there were more lanes available for the vehicles, and luckily the ambulance went sped off ahead of the tycoon's guy, and luckily, or rather, the ambulance driver went off, and the tycoon was there laughing happily, like, this guy just can't control us. I do control the town, because I'm the head of this city and no one controls me. But now here's the hot seat. After the evening stroll, finally this rich guy felt like it was time to go back home, and so he instructed the driver to take him back to his homestead. But something caught the tycoon's eye. Upon reaching his gate, he saw that there were quite a large number of people outside his gate. And to make it interesting, the same ambulance that he was blocking to pass by when he just met them by the road, or had just parked in front of his gate. So he got out of his car very fast, ran to the gate, and to his surprise, there was some sad news for him, because his son had died. Reason being, the ambulance had delayed to get there on time. And the reason behind that, of course, the rich guy didn't give way for the ambulance to pass by, for it to be able to go and pick the patient. And now, more of the lesson is, you might have system that you think might work for you because you have the leverage and you think you have the power to control. But just keep it in mind that sometimes you may need the system to work for you. So just don't take advantage of the situation you think you are in relation to this story. So the thing is this. Dennis Ohuru had been working for these Nomads for quite a time. That's the story that is going around because he had actually documented a lot of videos on his channel talking about the same, how the journey started, how he started from, negotiating the price for the editing work, because editing can be quite hectic because I do that too. I do edit my own videos, but I can tell it's not an easy job because something, let's say a 5-minute clip can take you a whole day. More so, not for me who does other vlogs, but having vlogs that had to maybe have some aerial shots and some conversions. A 5 minutes can take you a whole day to edit. So according to this young man, Dennis, they started, the contract, or rather his job started in 2021 when he approached the company requesting to work for them, and the pay wasn't that much because the economy still is pressing everybody all around Kenya. So after working with them for quite some months, he requested the company to at least add something in his payslip. But that was received with some much resistance from how it's said. And yeah, after some negotiations, some adjustments were made, and finally, the Nomads YouTube channel, which had grown from some few hundreds of people to some thousands of people, got to a monetization level. And since the company didn't take the step of monetizing the channel, Dennis Ohuru brought in the idea of monetizing the YouTube channel. And since the company didn't have the AdSense account, because that's how you get to earn revenue, through the AdSense account on YouTube, and Dennis Ohuru had the accounts, so they agreed to link the company's YouTube channel to his AdSense account. And so any revenue that the Nomads channel gets, it goes to direct to Dennis Ohuru's bank account. So at first, so the agreement from the stories is, since Dennis had brought up the idea of being some adjustment being made on his basically, at least there's some adjustment so that he can get something more because of the economy, the company agreed that whatever revenue is obtained from the YouTube channel of the company, Dennis Ohuru gets to take everything, because it seems like they didn't have any interest in whatever revenue came out of the channel. But now things were good, and after the first few months of Dennis getting the revenue from the company's YouTube channel, life began to get better. And so he moved from where he was before, I think it was a single room or a bedsit, I don't know, to around a 1 bedroom in a different region in Nairobi. Life began to get better, and yeah, he improved. At least he got a nice bed, a nice room, a big space, from what he said, that would at least encourage him to do his work comfortably, and at least he was doing better. But now the juice gets juicy, because from how they do work, the company does the recording and everything, and now this young gentleman goes to the office, collects the work, goes to his home place and edits, and after editing, he brings the work done and it's uploaded, and that's how work goes from how it is said. And so this has been the trend, and of course there's some a payment done for the transportation, and of course there's the a salary that is done at the end of the month, and the juice gets better. So there's this time a few months ago, the company did a nice exploration of some region in, I don't know whether it was in Africa, but there is a story. Go check it out on Dennis Ohuru's YouTube channel. It just direct Dennis Ohuru, like Ohuru, Ohuru, and you get the whole juice. So Dennis did the editing, uploaded, and something happened. The regular views the channel was getting, that's the Nomads YouTube channel, boomed. The viewership got much higher. And so, of course, that's from what was being said. Of course, the revenue, adjusted and something bigger was coming in place. So, one day, Ohuru just go to the shop, or rather just on his few errands, and coming back, going to check something on the, on the updates or about how the channel is doing. He gets to find out that his AdSense account is not linked to the YouTube channel of the company, meaning he was kicked out, making matters interesting. There was an agreement before, whatever the channel gets, Ohuru takes it all. But now this time round, after these recent videos boomed and they just went viral and the viewership was high and there's some good money coming in, the company simply kicked Ohuru's account out and they linked it, I think, with their own, which I'm not sure, and the juice gets better. So Ohuru goes on public. He's a content creator. He goes, just turns on the mic, or rather the camera, talks about how, let me read some of the, he has done quite a number of videos the recent few weeks, because there's a time he did, when the saga started, there's at least, let me tell you how the topics in his channel read. Before the saga, the last video he did before the saga was just saying, feeling rich in Nairobi. After that, he answered some question about his YouTube channel in Nairobi, and then after that he did a video called "Who Moved My Cheese in Nairobi? I Have Suffered a Major Setback." That was simply talking about how his AdSense account was kicked out of, or rather was not linked to the YouTube channel of the company as it was agreed before. And then a court case came across. So when he did that video, maybe the company, that's the Maranoma, felt like it was being exposed negatively to the public, and so it went to file a case against Dennis Ohuru, and the juice gets better. Dennis Ohuru goes forward and does "You Have Given Me Teeth" video on YouTube, and then he actually documented the case when he said the Maranomas are taking me to court. And then after that, he went to his home and he did a video, saying copying Nairobi. And yesterday he did a video that the Maranomas are taking him to court again. That's for the second case. So there's a trend along, and I heard that the Maranomas did a Twitter, or rather the X public, they released a report saying that there is an individual that is trying to blackmail the company to leverage us, or to benefit from the whole saga. So that's what has been going on in town, but there is a court case so far, but we are following it up and the juice is getting better. But the lesson is this: to avoid all this, because this is going to paint quite a bad picture on the company. That's obvious, because now people may fear working with the company, because if you can just go hot on an employee like that, instead of just sitting down and at least solving some issues between you two, instead of just taking public and to make it worse, on X, because X is not not nobody's joking there, so it's hot. But this dude has been documenting everything so far on the YouTube channel, and at least there's a flaw as it can be seen. And yeah, so the company has filed 2 cases, which are to be on the 5th of this November and another late in the middle of the month, November. And so we're following up, but the lesson, or rather the moral lesson of this is that whenever you just work with any company, or rather when any company employs everybody, let there be a contract or rather a signing document showing your agreement. That makes work easier instead of just throwing words right, left and center, and that saves everybody a lot of energy and a lot of drama, because a lot of issues solved publicly may paint you, or rather may pin you down so badly. So just because you feel like you have the systems and you have the power to manipulate every system to work for you, just remember that sometimes the system might turn against you. So hit the subscription button, give the video a thumbs up, and let me know what you think, and catch more of Dennis Ohuru's videos and the Nomads video. Go check out their pages, and they're doing quite an amazing job, because they're actually showing how great Africa is, and traveling can be quite cute. And you're with the right people who know how they exploit it. So yeah, check out their channels and let me know what you think. And yeah, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if not subscribed, man. Let's meet up next time. Bye bye.